Alright, welcome Year 9. Sorry I can't be with you today, but hopefully this will help just enough. We're going to look at increasing and decreasing percentages, this time with a calculator. Now I'm not with you, so hopefully these explanations will help you out a little bit. Little starter on the board for you to get on with. So we're going to, if you can't read that, it says increase £340 by 4%. And the second one is decrease £720 by 22%. So if you want to give everyone like 5 minutes, or when they think they're done, have a go at that, pause me, have a go at it, and then I'll run through the answers. Alright, so hopefully I've been paused. Let's have a look at these answers. So I need to find, if I'm looking at increasing by 4%, first thing I've got to do is get that 1%. So let's find that 1%. 1% of 340. 3.4, yeah? Divide by 100. Okay? So I need 4 of those. So 2% is going to be 6.8. Alright, doubled it. I'm just going to double it again. 4% is going to be 13.6. Alright? Now, last time some people left it just as that, but remember the question says increase. That means make it bigger. So we've got to add it on. So 340 plus 13.6 is going to be 353.6. We're talking money, £353 and 60 pence. So hopefully we got that one right. Alright, decrease. So again, we're not really using the calculator just yet because this is from last lesson. So we need to find 22%. And then we're going to take it off because we're decreasing. So 720, so 10% is going to be 72. So 20% is going to be 144. So that means now we need 2%. So our 1% is going to be 7.2. And 2%, we double it, is 14.4. So I've got 2%. I've got 20%, I'm going to add them together to make 22%. So that's going to be 158.4. So that's 22%. And then I'm going to take that away, because again, last lesson, people were forgetting this bit. I'm going to take it away, so 720, take away 158.4. You know, if we want to do the column method, that's all good. I'm going to try and give it a go right now in my head. So that's going to be 600, 500, and 60. Let's use the column method because that's more accurate. So take that from there, take that from there. So 6, so 60 because we're talking money. 9 take away 1. Can't do that, that goes there. 11 take away 5, 6, it's there. £561 and 60 pence. And that is why we show our working out, ladies and gentlemen. So, hopefully you've got those 2 questions right, or you've shown your working out. Feel free to just pause and discuss. Okay. So let's get going. Right, we're looking at increasing and decreasing with a calculator, okay? So what we've got to do is what makes it easy. So all those questions we've just been talking about and the ones we've done last lesson and the lesson before, all right? I've been keeping a little secret that you can work it out super quick with a calculator. So that's what we're going to do now. So let's get an example down. So for example, if I wanted to increase, let's look at increasing first. So if I say I want to increase, let's just pick any number. It doesn't really matter. We could do, you know, ones that are going to be involved in decimals. So we'll do one of those. So I'm going to increase £74 by 81%. All right. Now that would be a lot of work if we didn't use a calculator. You know, find 10%, times that by 8. Find 1%, add it on, add all of that onto 74. That's going to be a huge amount of working. We have been doing it. It's good practice because it could come up on the non-calculator paper. But what we can do is use a calculator instead. If we assume £74 is 100% of the value, and I'm going to increase it by 81%. Yeah, add 81%. That's going to be 181% in total. So what we do is we convert the 181% into a decimal. They call it a decimal multiplier. So that's, we just divide it by 100. So that's 1.81. So we're going to divide that by 100, 1.81. So we use that and we do 74 times by 1.81. And I've just realised I haven't got a calculator. 1.81, here we go. 74 times 1.81, and we get £133.94. There you go, in one step using the calculator. If you do need any, by the way, there are some just over there, so please feel free on the floor. They are in that box. There's some spares. You should have your own though, you know that. That will be an E3 for some people if you haven't got them when I'm back, so bear that in mind. So worked it out on the calculator, one step. How quick was that? Super easy. Alright, let's just do another quick example just to talk that through. So we will move that and that. I'll keep that and we'll get rid of that. Okay, so any value again. Let's go £153. Alright, an awkward one if we were working out by hand. And I'm going to pick a random, I'm going to be even more awkward. I'm going to pick a decimal percentage. So just to show you how easy it is. So 47.2%. Alright, so we're going to do the same thing as we did last time. Increase it. So I want to increase it by 47.2. So 100%, add 47.2%, that is 147.2. So, like we said, to make the multiplier, you divide it by 100. 1.472. That's our multiplier. We wanted to increase 153, so we times them together. 153 times 1.472, and hopefully you get 225.22 pounds. Alright, I've rounded it. You actually got 216. But you can't have 216 pence in that round, so you have to round it. The 16 becomes 2, and make sure that's in there. So that's increasing. What about decreasing? All right. What about decreasing? Well, it's the same process, but instead of adding to 100, we need to take away from 100. So let's change some wording around. So we're going to decrease. And let's just pick normal, normal, easier numbers. So let's say £40, and we're going to decrease that by, let's say, 17%. Well, this time we're decreasing. So I'm going to take it off 100. So £40 is 100% of the value, and I want to decrease that by 17%. So I'm going to take away 17%, which will give me 83%. To change it into a multiplier, same again. Divide by 100, so 0.83 is now the multiplier, and the original value was 40, so 40 times 0.83, 40 by 0.83, all in one step, and you get 33.2, but we're talking money, so £20, put your units on, alright? If you do need to go back and rewind just so everyone can get the examples copied down, obviously, feel free to do so, because this will be the next one, will be the fourth example, and that means we can then get on with some work. So, that's that about decreasing. Now, what could happen, alright, what could happen is they call it simple interest and compound interest. So I'm going to show you the difference between the two. This is definitely something you need to have in your book, and with this then we'll be able to get on and do some work. So we've got simple interest, we've got compound. Is that going to fit on? Yes, it is. So, simple interest. Let's say I've got two banks, right? And I'm going to invest £1,200 in each bank, okay? And each bank gives me 5% interest, all right? That means what they do is the bank gives you money, all right? So 5% interest. So that's what we're going to say. Both banks give me 5% interest, but one of them gives me simple interest, and one of them gives you compound interest. And I'm going to show you what they mean. So simple interest is you take what you invested, you find 5%, and you just add that on every year. That's what you get, all right, every time. So 1,200, all right, you could even do this without a calculator. So 1,200, so 10% is going to be 120. So 5% is £60. So this person will get £60 per year every year. All right. So at the end of year one, they'll have £60. At year two, £120. Year three, am I still on the board? Yeah. £180. And that's just how it works, the interest. So, you know, you just add that on. All right, 1,200 add, depending on how many years they've invested for. It's much different for compound interest. Much different. Because if I'm increasing by 5%, all right, year one's going to be the same because you're finding 5% and you're adding it on. But the difference with compound interest is they take into account what you've now built up. Alright, so you've added 5%, you've got a new amount. So, I'm going to use my calculator. 1,200 times by 1.05. And you might think, where's that 1.05 come from? Well, let's have a think back to what we just did. 100% add 5% is 105%. I've turned it into my multiplier by dividing by 100, 1.05. So that gives me an amount. Hopefully, it'll give me the amount plus £60, which it does. 1,260. But now, what they do is they say, right, now you've earned that money, in year two, because that was year one, in year two, you've got a new amount of money, and I'm going to increase that by 5%. So I'm going to times that by 1.05, and that would give me 1,323 over 2 years. Then they say, right, I want to invest a third year. So I take my new amount, 1,323, and I times that by 5%, so 1.05. And that gives me 1,389.50, well, 15, so 15 pence. So what we're doing there is, so a simple interest, we find the percentage of the original amount and just add it on for however many years. But compound interest, we look at the amount that we've made at the end of the year, then we multiply that, we increase that by 5%, then we increase that by 5%. This is much more like real life banking. That's what would happen, which is why when people win the lottery, they say, I can live off the interest. Because you make £1 million, put 5% on it, and then you're making 5% on the new bit, 5% on the new bit, and so on and so on. So, what I'd like you guys to do now is you're going to grab these books, which you've seen, and they're over there, just down there, or they should be. If not, you should be able to see them somewhere in the room, but you should be down there. And you're going to look at page 261, and you're going to work through the questions on there, okay? There's 8 questions. You don't need to write the question out, but yes, you do need to show you're working. And whoever's the teacher, if you wouldn't mind just pausing me for a second, because what I'm going to do then is tell you where the answers are, so that 5 minutes towards the end, we can read through the answers, they can get them marked in the green pen, and then we can see how they're done when I get back. So if you just wait a minute. Okay, thank you. So hopefully we've done that exercise. Let's have a look where the, here we go. That's not the one. Where has he gone? Not there. There he is. So, N7.4, if you have a look at the back, page 390 in the back, and you can see N7.4. If you just go through the answers, that would be great. Green pens, get it marked, and then I'll see you next lesson.